It all started way back when, about 130 million years ago to be precise. My name is Dinosaur. I was an old dinosaur and my time was about up. Soon I passed. Slowly I decomposed while getting compressed by the sediment laying on top of me. Soon I became a lump of coal. I was mined some thousands of years later, and that is where I am now, sitting in a garage, waiting to be used. I thought that my time was truly almost up, but then something incredible happened.
Where am I? Is there a dinosaur in here anywhere? Ah, there he is.
The mysterious being came over to me and did something strange. I was me again. I was no longer a lump of coal. What happened?
You participated in the carbon cycle.
The what?
The carbon cycle. It explains how carbon travels around the Earth. It begins in the atmosphere, then it is used in photosynthesis, how plants make their food, to make sugars. Then when animals eat the plants, they take in the carbon. Then they either let it out through natural processes, or when they die, they decompose and release the carbon, or in your case, become fossil fuels. When burned, fossil fuels release carbon. Then it continues all over again in a cycle.
Why am I back as a living thing? And why am I still on Earth?
I use my magic powers. I am a jelk, the lesser-known cousin of the jackalope. I am part jackrabbit, part elk. You are still on Earth because of the law of conservation of mass and energy. It states that you cannot destroy energy or matter, that it will instead always be on Earth. Anyway, I'm going to take you on a journey to show you how ecosystems have changed since dinosaurs roamed the Earth. We will be traveling to different biomes like the tundra, deserts, taigas, and rainforests. Shall we get started?
Let's go.
Our first stop is the tundra. The tundra is the coldest biome year-round and always has precipitation.
There's not many plants here, is there?
In the tundra, there's a very short growing season, and most of the plants here have adapted to sweeping winds and grow in groups to withstand the cold.
Hello? Who's there?
Ah, look, an inhabitant of the tundra. Mr. Polar Bear, over here.
Whoa, look at his fur. It's white. I can hardly see him. Many animals in the tundra, like polar bears, have white fur or grow white fur in the fall, so they can camouflage in the snow. This helps prey hide from predators, and helps the predators, like me, sneak up on their prey.
Dino, I think it's time for us to go.
Thank you for telling me about your adaptations. Bye.
Our next stop is the taiga. The taiga is a coniferous forest, meaning it has trees that produce cones, like pine trees and pine cones. These trees also don't lose their leaves because they don't have any. They have needles because leaves will fall off and die when it gets cold, and it's cold all the time in the taiga. So they need to find a way to keep their leaves and make food year-round.
Whoa, what kind of animals live here?
Well, we are going to visit Mr. Polar Bear's nephew, Mr. Black Bear. Here he is now.
Hello there. Hi, what special adaptations do you have to help you survive in the taiga? I hibernate, which means I sleep during the winter. I have adapted to storing food and eating a lot before I sleep so that I don't starve. Cool, thank you, bye.
Here we are in the temperate forest. They also call it a deciduous forest. In this area of the world, trees lose their leaves during the cold months to save water. When it gets warm again, all the leaves will grow back.
Look, it's a squirrel. Are there any other animals here?
Of course. Look, there's my friend, Mrs. Wolf. Hi, Sugar. You're sitting on me.
Hello. What adaptations do you have?
Well, sweetie, I have thick fur for dealing with the cold and fleshy paws for walking in the snow and on rough terrain.
How do you get your food?
Well, I belong to a pack. We hunt together to be able to catch more food. We each get our fair share.
Who's in charge?
Well, usually the mother and father are alpha male and female, which means they lead the pack. This is called social hierarchy.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Anything for you, cutie pie. Bye-bye. Come back anytime. You're always welcome. We are currently in a savanna. Savannas are also called grasslands, and they are typically warm. They have a wet and dry season, splitting the year in two. The main plants in grasslands are, grass. Trees and shrubs are few and far between here, and most of the herbivores eat grass.
What are the animals that live here like?
Like me!
Who are you?
I am Lion!
What special adaptations do you have to live in the savannah?
My roar!
Really?
Yes! I have specific roars that I use to communicate communicate with my pride and warn them about intruders on our land. Excuse me. That's a very gross example of the nitrogen cycle. His body will release waste, and it will decompose into the ground. Then the plants will use the nutrients in the ground and release the nitrogen into the air. Nitrogen is taken from the atmosphere by nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Whoa, that's so cool! Okay, let's go before we go deaf. Bye! Come again! Excuse me. Next, we are going to the desert. It is very hot here during the day and gets very cold at night. There is very little precipitation in this part of the world. Look at that cactus behind us.
Wow, it's so big.
Because there is so little precipitation, plants, like this cactus, store water. This cactus stores the water in his trunk. Because of this, many animals want to eat the cactus, so the cactus also adapted to grow spikes to poke predators that try to eat it.
Where are all the animals?
In the desert, because it gets so hot, many animals sleep during the day and come out at night when it gets cooler. Also, this is where you used to live when you were alive.
What? But it looks so different.
That is succession at work.
What's succession?
Succession is what makes all of these biomes so different from when you were alive. There are two types of succession, primary and secondary. Primary succession happens when a glacier comes through, like here, or a new island is born from a volcano. Secondary succession happens when a fire or natural disaster comes through.
Whoa, let's keep going. I want to see more. Ew, I'm all wet.
That's because we're in the rainforest, one of the most biodiverse biomes in the world. It rains all the time here, thanks to the hydrologic cycle.
The what?
The hydrologic cycle, also known as the water cycle, is the cycle of all the water in the world. First, water starts in the atmosphere, condensing into clouds. Then, when the clouds get heavier and more full of water, we get precipitation. Precipitation comes in all forms, like rain, snow, sleet, and hail. Some water then gets absorbed into the ground and into plants. Plants will then sweat or transpire. Then, all the water evaporates back into the atmosphere.
Wait, you said something about biodiversity. What's that?
Biodiversity is how many species live in an ecosystem. If you have a mature ecosystem with lots of food and space to live, you can support more biodiversity. If you have more biodiversity in an ecosystem, it is less likely you will have an ecosystem crash, because more biodiversity means sustainability.
I wonder what cool ways the animals have adapted.
For one, we learn to hang in trees.
Who said that?
Me.
Whoa, tell me more.
Well, the trees in the rainforest are all super tall because they have to compete with other trees to get enough sunlight. So, all the food is super high. So us animals need to learn how to get up to the food so we can eat. Now anyway, I'm gonna go take a nap. See ya.
Mr. Jelk, have we finished the tour? Isn't that all the biomes?
Well, it's all the land biomes.
What?
There are 3 more biomes we need to see, and they are aquatic biomes. Grab your snorkel and let's go!
Where are we now?
We are at the river. Many animals and plants live here. Some examples are crayfish and small fish. There are also many plants like algae and cattails. One abiotic factor here is the flowing river that can wash away things easily.
What's that?
That's a river otter.
Howdy there, partners. I heard you're exploring the mighty biomes of the world. Well, it's mighty fine to have you here in the Great River biome. It's a pleasure to be here, sir. Can you tell me a little bit about how you've adapted? Well, of course, sonny boy. So to start, I have webbed feet to help me propel through the water. I also have a waterproof coat to help keep me insulated and warm.
Well, it's about time for us to go. It's getting late, and we still have 2 biomes to see.
Thank you, Mr. Otter. Anytime, now you run along and stay out of trouble. Wow, it's so beautiful. Where are we?
This is an estuary. This is where salt and fresh water meet. Some abiotic factors here are salinity, pH levels, and water temperature.
Uh-oh.
What?
It's an alligator.
It's okay. He's my friend. Hello, long time no see, Joke. I heard you want to learn about adaptations.
Yes.
Well, I'm green for camouflage, and I have webbed feet to propel me through the water. Also, I have sharp teeth and strong jaws to be able to rip flesh apart.
Really?
Thank you, old pal, but we need to go. We have one last biome to look at. Oh, I know where we are now. We're in the ocean. That's right. This biome takes up 2/3 of the Earth's surface. There are many different types of animals and plants living here. They all must adapt to the salinity. Salinity is an abiotic factor. Some other examples are light and temperature. Here comes my friend, Mrs. Dolphin, now.
Hello, welcome to the Great Ocean Blue.
Thank you. Do you have any special talents?
Well, of course. I have special eyes so that I can see in air and in water. Also, the different grays in our body help camouflage and protect us from predators.
Wow, really? Dino, I think we should leave. We don't want you to run out of air. Oh, right. Bye. Well, Dino, did you enjoy our tour?
Yes, very much so, but I still have a couple of questions.
Ask away.
Why is there only a certain number of animals in every ecosystem? Why doesn't the number just keep on growing?
Very good question. The reason that the population does not just keep growing and growing is because of the limiting factor in carrying capacity. The limiting factor is made up of both living and non-living things. Some examples of living things are more predators, less prey, or less producers. Some non-living things are climate, space, and water. The limiting factor keeps the population below the carrying capacity, which is the maximum amount of species that can live in an ecosystem.
But why does the population still change? The numbers don't just stay the same the entire time, do they?
No, they don't just stay the same. Many things can affect population. For example, an increase in resources can cause an increase in population. But a decrease in resources, well, that will cause a decrease in population. Also, a change in environment can cause a change in the carrying capacity. If there is something that destroys the ecosystem, like a natural disaster, then the carrying capacity will go down because the environment cannot support as many species. But say there is an abundance of food, and the carrying capacity will go back up.
Why did I go extinct then?
Well, no one knows for sure why the dinosaur population had a population crash, but some theories include a volcano eruption, a giant meteor, and a chain of diseases. Anyway, that concludes our tour of the biomes. But I have a question for you, Dino.
What is it?
Would you like to be my partner and travel with me to inform other animals about biomes and all the factors that make them so wonderful?
Yes, of course, I would love to.
Well, let's go. The rest of our journey begins now. Hello, everyone. In our journey, we covered many basics of ecosystems, but not all of the fine points. Here are a few of the things we missed. Number 1, eutrophication. Eutrophication is excessive richness of nutrients in a lake or other body of water, frequently due to runoff from the land, which causes a dense growth of plant life and death of aquatic animal life from lack of oxygen. Number 2, pioneer species. Pioneer species are the first species that inhabit an area. Pioneer species are very important in the process called succession. They help expose soil in primary succession so more plants and animal life can grow and flourish. Number 3, how ecosystems function as an open system. Ecosystems function as an open system by having many plants and animal species that take and give back matter with their external environment. We hope you enjoyed the movie. Bye! In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Whoa, we bum away.